This is a day that I decide that I am not gonna spend shishi today. I am not gonna lend anybody any money today. Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Christabel Rebu, and I am a budding content creator. I am a fashion designer. I am someone who's actively building up this my channel and trying to see how far I can go with this. It's more of a journey than it is a destination. And thank you for stopping by. This is my second video, and I'm going to link the first one in the description. So today I'm going to be talking about something that affects all of us: old adults, young adults, midlife adults, wherever you fall in. This affects everyone, honestly. It's something that happens to me, just that I've been able to manage it better. I've been more conscious of it, and even with Nigeria and adulthood pressures, I've been able to manage it even better. So what am I talking about today? It's called impulse buying. And I have to give a shout out to my colleague because she inspired me to come up with this video. She came and she told me this. She said I cannot go to the market alone. Like, she prefers to go with someone or send a personal shopper. She says I can't just go to the market alone and I will be able to buy everything I want to buy. That once I get to the market, I wouldn't even get inside the market, just outside the market, I would have started buying things that are not on my list. And before you know, by the time I'm leaving the market, I don't even know. The thing I came there to buy, I won't buy it. I'm like, why? She said, because when I'm outside, I'll be seeing fine things that I want to buy. More fine things. I'm like, but you're going to buy this, so why really get distracted by other things? And it's like, that's how it is for her. That she prefers to give it a personal shopper to go get for her than for her to go to the market. Because she just find out that she needs a lot more than she thought. And she needs some things will now become a priority for her. So it was just so interesting. So I thought about this thing, impulse buying. If I would do such a thing, what I see myself doing is that, okay, even if I buy things, I might buy the majority of things that I need, and then the inconsequential one, I can't just, get other things I feel like are more important at the moment, even though they are not on my list. So I felt like hers was really critical, and I was like, okay, why don't I just go ahead and shoot this content and tell you what I do to be able to cut down on impulse buying in my life as an adult in Nigeria. So, impulse buying generally, if you do not know what impulse buying is when you buy things without planning, when you buy things spontaneously, like you just saw an opportunity. Oh, probably they're having a sale, or you feel like something is really cheap and you can get the best bargain at that point in time. You just go for it. You know how they say opportunity comes but once. That's what impulse buyers. That's really the idea behind impulse buying. Buying things once without thinking, grabbing the opportunity that you see. That's impulse buying. So the first thing I do is I have something I called a no spend day. And what is a no spend day? This is a day that I decide that I am not gonna spend shishi today. I am not gonna lend anybody any money today. In fact, I do not have any disposable cash at hand that day. I cannot make any transfers that day, as long as it's not a life or death situation. I am a broke person that day. So how does this work? This is what I do. I do this on Saturdays and then maybe on some weekdays, depending on how my week goes. So for what I do is this: the previous day, which is a Friday, I would have gotten everything I need in terms of food, in terms of whatever it is I need to do. Maybe if I need to run an errand, I will have done all of those so that I do not move around as much on a Saturday. I make sure that that day I have less going out to do. So I do not spend anything, honestly. I would stay home all day. I would have gotten everything I need, to be able to do my work and, survive that day. It has helped me practice more self-discipline. It has even helped me to be more of a frugal person. Live with what you have, survive on what you have at the moment. If you think about it, the thing that you actually need to survive: food, shelter, clothing. That's as simple. Like, keep it on that day and do your work. It has also helped me to delay gratification. What's delayed gratification? When you make a sacrifice today in order to have it compound into something better for you in the future. For instance, you want to buy a phone, say in the next 1 month, and you realize that if you cut down on ordering food out at the moment, you'll be able to save up more. So you're delaying that food, you're delaying your tummy, delaying pleasing your tummy or filling up your tummy right now in order to save up for a phone. So that's what delayed gratification is in a very simple example. So that's one thing that's helped me to do. The second thing that I do is I limit the amount of cash or transfers I'm going to make a particular day. So usually during the week, any day, I can just say, okay, this is most days actually. This is the amount of money I'm more of a cash person, so I do not like making a lot of transfers because my password is really long and I don't like typing, I don't like doing that. I prefer to just withdraw the money, have the cash in hand. So anything I need to do, I'll just, make it as swift as possible. So, because I'm a cash person, I withdraw what I need and I limit the amount of cash. I will tell myself this is the amount of cash I'm going to spend today, no matter what happens, except it's an emergency. If you're a transfer person, you tell yourself, this is the limit I have for transfer today. I don't know if banks can do that for you, but I doubt. But you have to put that limit on yourself that this is what I'm going to spend today, no matter what happens. It helps me to prioritize my needs over my wants and be able to focus on what really matters that day. So I'm not spending out of my budget for that day. And the funny thing is that when I'm going to work, I pass through the markets, and honestly, nothing really pops for me except, well, except food, except food, except, maybe food stuff, food ingredients, stuff like things around food. So that's really what I'm likely to buy on impulse because when I have enough money, like I knew that I'm balling, I'm very unlikely to order food, but I'm likely to buy food, just to treat myself. Yeah, food. The third thing that I do is I put a barrier between myself and my money. For me, I have several accounts and not all of them have money inside them. Truthfully, like three of them probably are the ones that have money inside them. So what I do is this: I have a particular one that I do not have access to in terms of making transfers. So whenever I want to make any purchase from that account or I need money from that account, I would have to go to the bank, queue up, fill up a teller, then give it to the bank people to, make the debit. And when I think of that journey, when I think of that stress, I begin to have a rethink. Oh, do I really want to do this? So I have to make a little bit of more effort in order to get to that money. And it has helped me to really have a rethink of, what am I buying at this moment? Is this the really, really important, Because that journey, that effort, that stress, you have to think about it really. Let me not waste my time. That also helps me during the weekends, especially when I'm more likely to spend. Since I do not have access to the account, I would have gone to withdraw what I need for the weekend. If I will need money from there, I'll withdraw what I need for the weekend, and then I know that it's till Monday when the banks are going to open that I'll be able to have access to it. So that also helped me a whole lot. So you tell yourself, oh, till Monday, you understand? So that's something that you can do. The next thing that I do is I apply this to online purchases actually. So I have what I call the 24-hour rule. Actually what I do is 1 week, but I'm just gonna give you the 24-hour rule so you can try it for yourself and see how it is, how it works. So when I see something online that I'm likely to buy, say a course, that I know that this is really important, I really need it in my life at the moment. What I do is I give myself 1 week, and if after 1 week I still feel the need to buy that course, I still feel that, urge to buy that course, I will know, okay, yes, this is really important, I need to get it. But if after 1 week I'm like, what am I buying this thing for sale? The ginger has let me. I know. Okay, I'm not buying it because really, it's not as important as I thought anymore. So that's something you can do. To be able to pace yourself. You don't go just go and buy things because you saw the ad online. It helps me to watch myself, watch my impulses. Exercise a little bit of self control and know that okay, is this really worth it? By the end of the 1 week, I'll have known whether I'm gonna get it or not. Another thing that I do is to create a wish list. You know how people say, I want it, I get it. I want it, I get it. That is not how it works here. So you want it, you write it down, you look at it. Is this possible? Is this realistic? So that's what I do, especially when I'm planning towards something or just generally what I would like to have or what I would like to do for myself in terms of fun, in terms of, yeah. But mostly I do this when I'm planning towards something. I'll tell myself under the ideal condition, and if I had everything I needed for this, is this what I think I'm going to need to make this thing the perfect as I want? And I'll list out things that I'm going to need, and I'll begin to look at this. Okay, which one is more realistic that I can achieve, and which is even more important. So when you make that list and you chill a bit, you'll be able to realize, okay, this is actually what I need to put this money. This is where I need to put this money, because you're able to see where it's really important than just buying things on impulse because you feel like, oh, this is really where this thing needs to go. But that list helps you to know where you need, just like making it, what's it called? Making a priority, begin to see which one is a priority. And then it also helps you see, like, in terms of if you're doing this for yourself, to buy things for yourself, it helps you see, oh, the kind of pattern that you have, or what kind of things are you likely to buy as an adult. You can see the pattern of things you're likely to spend money on. So that's also one thing that it helps you to do. So if you're prone to buying things online, this is something that you can do. You can, if it's really bad, you can unfollow these pages that trigger you, in terms of those who say they are running deals, hot deals, sales, discount sales, all of that. If you know those things are going to trigger you to spend without thinking, without planning, you can decide, oh, I'm going to unfollow you so I can just watch my finances for this period and see how I do. Or you can just mute them so that you don't get as much notifications from them as you used to. The next thing that you can do, that I do rather, is budgeting. Because if you think about it, most people who budget, they're not going to have as much impulsiveness in terms of buying things as others who do not have a budget. Having a budget is already like disciplining yourself if you're able to follow it, though, because it's really not easy to follow a budget. Anything can literally come up at any time, in terms of emergencies, in terms of anything that you can think of. So, but it's how to discipline yourself. Emergencies, they're out of, you need to go for you need to cover emergencies. That's definite. But other things that will distract you, focusing on your budget and keeping to that budget, is it takes this self discipline. It takes a lot of self discipline, I would say. On the final note, we're just gonna say this: if you really want to work on impulse buying, if this is really something that you know that it's affecting your finances, like you get your salary, you don't know where you went to, you're wondering, how did I spend this money? It's really, really critical. I'm going to say, before you make a spend, ask yourself, is this a want or a need? Is this really important? Am I stressed right now? Because for me, when I'm stressed, I make a lot of bad decisions. So that sometimes I have to ask myself, am I that I'm stressed and I'm trying to make myself feel good right now that I'm making this purchase? Or am I sad? Some people also do that. They just find what triggers you, think about what triggers you to spend money without thinking, without planning. And then ask yourself, is this why I'm spending this money without thinking right now? Practice mindful spending, it will help you. Also, basic financial literacy. Try to get financial education. Money is really important, and learning how to manage your finances as an adult is really important, because to help in shaping your habits, to help in forming your goals, all of that. So it's really, really critical to be able to have basic financial literacy and take care of your finances, take care of yourself, uh, and then, yeah, be the best. Just be a superstar. Thank you for watching this. If you watch up to this point, I hope this was really impactful. I also want you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please share with your friends who you know would need this. See you in my next one.